in the heart of the bustling metropolis of Eldoria, where skyscrapers pierce the clouds like arrogant fingers reaching for the heavens, lived Elena Vasquez, a young woman whose life was a tapestry woven from threads of hardship and quiet defiance. At 25, she had learned to navigate the unforgiving streets with the grace born of necessity. Her days were spent in the dim glow of Café Copyright Noir, a small, unassuming coffee shop tucked away in the shadow of towering corporate buildings. The air there always carried a scent of freshly ground beans mixed with the faint bitterness of spilled dreams. Elena wiped down counters with mechanical precision, her dark hair tied back in a ponytail that swayed like a pendulum marking the passages of yet another monotonous hour. She wore a faded apron over her simple jeans and t-shirt, clothes that spoke of thrift stores and survival rather than fashion. Her eyes, a deep brown that held the weight of unspoken stories, scanned the room for customers, but her mind often wandered to places far beyond the steamed milk and espresso shots. Elena's life hadn't always been this way, or at least that's what she told herself in the quiet moments before sleep claimed her in her cramped studio apartment. Born to a mother she barely remembered, a woman named Maria who had vanished into the ether when Elena was just 5 years. She had bounced from foster home to foster home, each one a temporary cage that taught her the art of invisibility. Maria had been a vibrant soul, or so the faded photographs suggested, with laughter lines etched around her eyes and a smile that could light up the darkest room. But those images were all Elena had left, tucked away in a shoebox under her bed, relics of a life interrupted. Her father, a ghost, a name whispered in hushed tones by social workers who knew better than to promise reunions. Ricardo Salazar. The name meant nothing to her beyond the vague association with wealth and power, like a character from one of those glossy magazines left behind by patrons at the Café Copyright. As the afternoon sun slanted through the Café Copyright-esque grimy windows, casting elongated shadows across the tiled floor, Elena felt the familiar ache in her feet from standing too long. It was a slow day, the kind where time stretched like taffy, pulling at her patience. She glanced at the clock at 4:45 p.m., just 15 minutes until closing. Her co-worker, a chatty girl named Leela, had already left for her evening class, leaving Elena to handle the clean-up alone. She didn't mind solitude, was her companion, a shield against the world's intrusions. Humming a soft tune under her breath, a lullaby her mother might have sung as she began stacking chairs, the metal scrapping against the floor like a reluctant confession. The bell above the door tinkled, shattering the peace. Elena looked up, irritation flickering across her face. "We're closing soon," she called out, not bothering to mask her tone. But the man who entered didn't seem like the usual struggler seeking a last-minute caffeine fix. He was tall, broad-shouldered, clad in a tailored suit that screamed affluence. His salt and pepper hair was impeccably styled, and his face, though lined with the marks of age and stress, held an air of command. He moved with purpose, his polished shoes clicking against the tiles as he approached the counter. Elena's instincts prickled. Something about him felt off, like a puzzle piece forced into the wrong spot. "Can I help you?" she asked, her voice steady despite the unease bubbling in her chest. She wiped her hands on her apron, meeting his gaze head-on. His eyes, a dark like hers, locked onto her with an intensity that made her shift uncomfortably. "Elena Vasquez?" he said, his voice deep and resonant, carrying the faint trace of an accent she couldn't place. She nodded slowly, her guard up. "That's me. Do I know you?" He hesitated, his fingers drumming lightly on the counter as if debating his next words. "My name is Ricardo Salazar. I need to speak with you. It's important." The name hit her like a cold wave. Ricardo Salazar, the ghost from her past, the father who had never been there. Her heart raced, a mix of anger and curiosity surging through her veins. She had imagined this moment 1,000 times in her youth, a dramatic reunion, tears, explanations. But now, standing before him, all she felt was a hollow resentment. "You're my father," she stated flatly, the words tasting like ash on her tongue. Ricardo's expression softened, a flicker of relief crossing his features. "Yes, how did U.S. Social Services mention your name once or twice?" she interrupted, her tone sharp. "Before they stopped bothering." "What do you want? After all these years, why now?" He glanced around the empty cafe tilde copyright, as if ensuring privacy. "Can we sit? This isn't something to discuss standing up." Elena crossed her arms, unwilling to yield ground so easily. But curiosity won out. She gestured to a nearby table, flipping the closed sign on the door as she passed. They sat across from each other, the wooden table a barrier between worlds. Ricardo pulled out a manila envelope from his briefcase, placing it gently before her. "Open it," he urged. With trembling hands, Elena complied. Inside were documents of birth certificates, old letters, and photographs. One caught her eye, a young Maria holding a baby Elena, with Ricardo standing beside them, his arm around Maria's waist. They looked happy, a family intact. "What is this?" she whispered, her voice cracking. "Proof," Ricardo replied. "Proof that I never stopped looking for you." "Your mother. She left you when you were young." "She said I was too consumed by work, by building SalazarCorp. She took you and disappeared. I hired investigators, spent fortunes, but she covered her tracks well. It wasn't until recently that I found a lead." Elena stared at the photo, memories flooding back in fragments to Maria's warm embrace, the scent of lavender, a hurried departure in the night. "She died when I was 10, Elena said quietly. "Car accident." "After that, it was foster care. No one came for me." Ricardo's face crumpled, genuine pain etching deeper lines. "I didn't know." "God, Elena, if I had, I would have moved heaven and earth." "But you didn't," she shot back, her eyes flashing. "You built your empire instead. SalazarCorp. I've seen the billboards, the news. You're worth billions, and I scrapped by on nothing. Where were you when I needed a father?" He leaned forward, his hands clasped tightly. "I know I failed you, but I'm here now." "I need you, Elena, more than you know." She laughed bitterly, pushing the envelope away. "Need me for what?" "To ease your guilty conscience, to play happy family now that you're old and alone." Ricardo shook his head, his voice dropping to a whisper. "It's more than that. SalazarCorp is in trouble. Scandals, rivals circling like sharks. And my health. The doctors say it's not good. I have no heirs, no one I trust. You're my daughter, my blood. I need you to learn the business, to take over one day." Elena's mind reeled. This wasn't a reunion, it was a proposition, a business deal wrapped in paternal sentiment. "You think you can just waltz in here and offer me your kingdom, like some fairy tale?" "I don't want your money or your company. I don't even know you." "I understand your anger," he said, his tone pleading. "But give me a chance. Let me show you what could be. Come to the office tomorrow. See for yourself." She stood abruptly, the chair scrapping back. You don't deserve me." "You never did." Ricardo rose as well, desperation in his eyes. "But I need you, Elena, please." The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken regrets. Elena turned away, her heart pounding. As he left, the bell tinkling like a final note, she sank into a chair, the envelope clutched in her hands. The poor girl and the powerful father, a story as old as time, yet here it was, unfolding in her life. Little did she know, this was just the beginning, a door cracking open to secrets long buried. That night, sleep eluded Elena. She tossed in her narrow bed, the city's hum a constant backdrop to her turmoil. The apartment was a shoebox appealing wallpaper, a kitchenette with a flickering fluorescent light, and a window overlooking a brick wall. It was home, though, earned through her own sweat. Ricardo's words echoed. "I need you." What did that even mean? Need her for his legacy? For redemption? She pulled out the shoebox of mementos, sifting through yellowed letters from Maria. One caught her eye, dated just before the disappearance. "Ricardo, your ambition will destroy us all. I'm taking Elena to protect her from your world." Protect her from what? Elena wondered. The wealth, the power, or something darker? By dawn, curiosity had overtaken anger. She dressed in her best outfit, a simple black dress she'd bought for job interviews, and headed to the address on Ricardo's business card. SalazarCorp Tower, the gleaming monolith that dominated the skyline. The lobby was a marvel of marble and glass, security guards nodding as she mentioned her name. An elevator whisked her to the top floor, where Ricardo's assistant, a prim woman named Miss Hargrove, escorted her to his office. It was vast, with floor-to-ceiling windows offering a panoramic view of Eldoria. Ricardo stood by the desk, looking frailer in the daylight, but his smile was warm. "You came," he said, relief evident. "Don't get excited," Elena replied. "I'm here to listen, not commit." He nodded, gesturing to a plush chair. Over the next hour, he painted a picture of SalazarCorp, a conglomerate spanning tech, real estate, and pharmaceuticals. But beneath the success lay threats: a hostile takeover bid from rival firm Apex Industries, led by the ruthless Victor Kane. "Kane wants to dismantle everything I've built," Ricardo explained. "And with my diagnosis, a heart condition, untreatably time is short." Elena listened, her resolve wavering. The world he described was alien, filled with boardrooms and billions, but a part of her thrilled at the challenge. "Why me?" she asked. "You must have executives, loyal ones." "None with my blood," he said, "and none I trust like family." "Your mother was the smart one, Elena. You have her fire." As the meeting ended, Ricardo handed her a keycard. "Access to the archives. Learn about USA about you." Elena spent the afternoon in the company's library, poring over files. She discovered Maria had worked as Ricardo's secretary, their love affair blooming amid late nights and shared ambitions. But as SalazarCorp grew, so did Ricardo's absences. Letters revealed arguments, ultimatums. Then, a shocking find: a file on Maria's accident. Official reports called it a hit and run, but notes suggested foul play, perhaps tied to corporate espionage. Her phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Welcome home, Elena." But beware the shadows. Chilled, she pocketed it. Was this a warning? From whom? Returning to Ricardo's office, she confronted him. Was Mom's death an accident? His face paled. "I suspected not. Kane's doing, maybe, but no proof." Anger flared anew. "You knew and did nothing." "I protected you by staying away," he insisted. "But now, with you here, we can fight back." Elena stormed out, but doubt lingered. Back at the Café copyright, Leela noticed her distraction. "Rough day, hon?" "You have no idea," Elena muttered, serving a latte with shaking hands. Days blurred into a routine. Mornings at the Café copyright, afternoons at SalazarCorp. Ricardo mentored her, teaching business intricacies. She met the team of loyalists like CFO Elena admired, and skeptics who eyed her warily. Victor Kane's name surfaced often, a bogeyman in pinstripes. One evening, as Elena left the tower, a man approached, a tall, dark-haired, with piercing blue eyes. "Miss Vasquez, I'm Alex Rivera, investigative journalist. Heard you're Salazar's long-lost daughter." "Worry," she nodded. "What do you want?" "Truth," he said, "about SalazarCorp's dirty secrets." "Off the record." Intrigued, she agreed to coffee. Alex revealed rumors, illegal drug trials, bribes, links to Maria's death. "Your father isn't the hero he claims." Elena's world tilted. Was Ricardo using her, or was Alex the manipulator? That night, another text: "Dig deeper. Archives, Level B." Sneaking back, she found a hidden room of files on Project Phoenix, a experimental drug promising immortality, but with deadly side effects. Ricardo's signature on approvals. Confronting him the next day, he admitted, it was a mistake. Kane stole the formula, twisted it, but people died, Elena accused. To save more, he countered, "I need you to help fix it." Torn, Elena fled to her apartment, packing a bag. "Run," her instincts screamed, but Ricardo's plea echoed, "I need you." "I knock out Alex, I can help expose them." But as they talked, gunshots rang out. Diving for cover, Elena realized, the shadows were closing in. Hiding in a safe house Alex provided, she pieced it together. Kane's assassins, Ricardo's empire built on lies. Her role, pawn or savior? Dawn brought clarity. She'd return, not for Ricardo, but for truth. the poor girl would claim her destiny, deserving or not.